Hey everyone, for anyone that is new to my channel, my name is Ryan Cassata. I am transgender, I'm queer, and I've been out for over a decade. And I'm an actor, singer-songwriter, and motivational speaker and activist. So yeah, thanks for coming to my channel. So I'm about to embark on a new adventure that I'm excited to tell you about, and will tell you about as soon as I can. And it involves studying theology. And I wanted to make this video today to document what my beliefs are right now before I start this awesome adventure. So yeah, there'll be another video like years down the line from now about this as well. I've released a few songs recently that say God and one said Jesus. I released a song called I Met Jesus at the Gay Pride Parade, and I hope you listen to it, and I'll also put it on streaming platforms as soon as possible. So yes, I do believe in God, a God. I don't have a clear image of God. All I know is that I have a God that loves me unconditionally. And before I got sober, I really struggled with this because I was bullied a lot by conservative Christians in person and online who told me that God didn't love me because I'm queer. And that is not true at all. And yeah, so I thought religion was not for me, and because of that, I thought spirituality was not for me either. So throughout the last almost 7 years that I've been sober, my belief has transformed. I let go of who those people idea of God is and what is God to me. And I started to think about that, and I allowed myself to be spiritual again. I gave myself permission. Despite my trauma and going through bullying, I pushed past those awful feelings and allowed myself to heal so I could reclaim my spirituality and have this really positive thing in my life. I'm not sure if I identify with the term religious, to be honest. Like, I definitely identify with the term spiritual. And I think that it's like an all-encompassing term. It's almost like the word queer. Like, it could mean anything you want. And to me, spiritual means that too. Like, sometimes religious means that you have to follow like all these rules, and that's not true. And I don't think it should be like that. Like, the only rule we really should be following is like being peace, love, and kindness to each other, right? So being peaceful, loving, and kind towards each other. So yeah, right now I identify with the term spiritual, and I will tell you what my spirituality looks like to me. And I want you to know that your spirituality, if you choose to or not engage, could look like whatever you want it to look like. It does not even have to include any of the things that I do. Yeah, it's whatever you want. It's up to you. It's your conception. It's what feels good to you, what feels right to you, what feels safe to you. The only God in my life is a God that loves me unconditionally. The God I believe in doesn't just accept my queerness, they love my queerness. My spiritual practice right now includes prayer, meditation, and mindfulness, which is a lot of actually Zen teaching. Learning about other religions and other spiritualities to keep my mind open so I could be more accepting towards other people, so I could learn what other people are doing. I think there's amazing things from like all religions. I just think like when religion gets extreme is when it gets scary, and when it could become triggering, and when it could become really harmful. My other spiritual practices: keeping an open mind, striving to be welcoming towards all, even people that don't have the same viewpoints as me. Going to a worship service at my very queer-friendly church. Helping others and doing charity work. I think like my purpose here in life is to help people, and that's why I want to study this. Part of my studies is about bridging the gap, like healing some of the trauma that the institution of the church has done to the queer community, because people took theology like out of hand and turned it into this hateful thing. I want to bring love back to that, and I want to heal some of that trauma. For me, spirituality means staying sober and also being in nature. Like, I feel super connected when I'm in nature. I love nature. I think nature is like definitely something like bigger than me, bigger than anything, like, you know, it's just like, whoa, it really just like takes me in and I feel it. For me personally, I feel connected to something greater, bigger than myself. I can't paint a picture of that. I don't know what it looks like. I feel like I have a calling. I feel like I have a purpose. I feel a presence. It's not scary. I'm not afraid of it. It's not mean to me. It's just loving and supporting. That's all I feel, is love and support. I feel like I'm being hugged. That's how I feel. And that's what it should feel like. What your spiritual practice is should feel good. It shouldn't feel like punishment at all. If it feels like punishment, don't do it. That's not spiritual. Whatever it is that you feel, like I call it God. That's what I feel. But whatever it is that you feel, you could call it whatever you want. You don't even have to call it anything. You just be like, hey, I love being in nature. Hey, I love looking at these crystals. Hey, these tarot cards tell me something. Hey, this astrology is telling me something. The stars are telling me something. I feel this connectedness with the stars, with what I just read in this deck. I feel connected to what this person is saying. I feel like God is speaking through this person, right? So whatever it is to you is whatever it is to you. You could call it whatever you want. There's no rules to this. The only rule I personally have is just be peaceful, loving, and kind towards everyone. I don't like when people force their beliefs on me, and I never want to be like that either. I think that everyone has their own journey, and it's beautiful, and do what feels good and what feels safe, really. If you don't want to have a spiritual practice, that's totally fine too. Self-care, do whatever feels right for you. And I will take questions, and I'll do another video answering questions, so please leave questions. I want to say this before I log off here. If you want to have a spiritual practice in your life, you deserve to explore it. No homophobic, transphobic person could tell you that it's wrong, could tell you that you're not allowed to have it. I'm telling you right now, you're allowed to have it. Explore it, embrace it. If that's what you want and what you feel in your heart, then it's for you. No one could take that away from you ever. And if you want to have God or a higher power in your life, you deserve to. And you deserve to have one who supports you and loves you unconditionally. Unconditionally. And to my LGBTQ community, if the God you believe in does not support LGBTQ people, find a new God. Find one that does. Explore, figure out what spirituality really allows you to be your authentic self. Because when we are our authentic selves in the world, we just act better. We feel better, so we act better. We're more kind towards people. We're more helpful in the world. We could spread more messages of peace and love and kindness. So do whatever it is that makes you be your authentic self. Believe in that. Believe in you and your authenticity, and then believe in love. Really, that's what it's all about. It's about believing in something that encourages you, that supports you, that loves you unconditionally, that validates you and affirms you, because you are valid and you should feel affirmed and you should feel cool with being who you are, because you're beautiful. So I hope you take that in. If you want to, I hope you find a spirituality that allows you to be you, that doesn't put rules and restrictions on you, that doesn't tell you no, what you're doing is wrong, because it's not. If you're being peaceful and loving and kind, your LGBTQ identity doesn't hurt anyone. I'm telling you, it doesn't hurt anyone, and it doesn't hurt any God out there. To me, God is love, and I think that's what we should all be striving for, is love. Loving one another, helping one another, being kind to one another, smiling at one another, spreading a positive message, helping people whenever we can. When we get the opportunity to help someone, jump in and help them. That's spiritual to me. Spiritual is like living more than just ourselves, living for other people, living to help people, living to serve people. And I encourage you to figure out what moves you and do that. Do what you love. Do what feels good. And if you want to be spiritual, explore it. There's so many different spiritual practices to explore. There's so much to explore out there. There's not just one thing, and you could pull from as many different things as you want, as many different traditions as you want, or whatever. Get rid of the traditions and make your own thing. Just find what rocks with you, all right? That's my message. That's what I believe. On top of everything, love yourself and know that you are valid, you're strong, you're worthy. All right, leave some questions, and I will be making more videos soon. All right, peace.